one of the first things I did is we got together with this core team that we'd chosen to kind of build the brand. We met in a cabin here in Utah. And some of the people had never even been to Utah. We all got together and I laid out the vision that I had for this brand and what I wanted to build. And what we did is we spent 2 days not talking about our product or our go-to-market strategy. We talked about culture and what our values were. So given how critical the culture was to us and how we thought about building the brand, I was so proud when last year we got recognized by the biggest newspaper in the state as having the #1 company to work for out of 3,900 companies. And it was something we were just thrilled about. And a couple months later, one of our employees approached me, an employee that had been with us from the earliest days, and said, I'm just not as happy as I used to be. Things have changed. They're not the same as they used to be. And that naturally happens as a company grows and evolves. But at first it was surprising because I was thinking, what do you mean? Didn't you see the newspaper article? We're the #1 place to work. You've got to be happy. But what I recognize is that this takes constant work, daily work. And it's something that I truly spend some time every single day thinking about the culture and trying to understand better how we can improve and the direction that the culture is heading. So as a CEO, I'm constantly having to prioritize what's most critically important for the business. We're a consumer product brand, and what I recognize is that brand and culture are just two sides of the same coin. It's impossible to build a great brand without great culture. And so it's something that I prioritize very, very high in my daily routine. And so for us, when we saw an opportunity to find a way to better solve this problem of recognition, it was a no-brainer for me. This was something that I wanted to make a critical priority this year in finding ways to recognize employees, acknowledge the work they're doing, because this makes a big impact on the way they feel about the way they come to work every day.
We hire amazing people and we let them operate independently. It'd be very silly to hire grade A talent and then tell them what to do. We want fantastic talent to tell us what to do and to drive their respective fields. Once a week and said, okay, who do we want to do a shout out for, right? Who do we want to, we have a gong upstairs where we hit the gong if something great happens. Who do we want to gong, right? And then typically we give out a little gift card, or a Visa card or a Starbucks gift card or whatever it may be. But that becomes harder and harder as the organization grows, again, because there is the visibility for all the amazing things that happen throughout all levels of the organization. It just gets harder and harder to stay on top of that. And I think that's where the notion of a more peer-to-peer model, I think, came into play for us.
What really spoke to us about Motivosity and the problem that it solved that no other tool solved for us was not only the ability to recognize employees from the top down and from peer to peer, but it was actually the analytics behind it. It was the ability that we could every single week look and see the direction the business is headed. We can actually see a summary of where people are being recognized, and people can kind of pile on and add additional support and recognition.
The feed that sort of aggregates all these peer-to-peer moments, if you will, these interactions, that's a wonderful thing, that it sort of bubbles that up to the surface, and people can take notice, can react to it, can respond, can pile on top of it and say, yes, that was amazing and it helped me too. So that's a wonderful thing, just sort of aggregating it up all in one place, as opposed to this one moment in our all-hands meeting where one person gets recognized and the rest of the room feels, well, what about all the awesome things I did, right? Sort of the sheer volume of recognitions that happen and that are really meaningful, that are real, that are genuine. I think that's a wonderful thing.
So our grand hope with Motivosity is that it can help us work towards one of these core values that we have as a business, which is people. We constantly are looking for ways that we can help our team feel unified in one central and focused vision. And that's what we hope Motivosity can help us achieve.